So Kingdom Hearts would definitely be one of my childhood favorites, and in general, Traverse Town and Destiny Islands hold a lot of nostalgia of more simpler times. Now, I've decided to take on a project, and you can kind of think of it like fan art, which is making custom textures. So with the edits you see, don't expect an amazing graphical artist. Quite frankly, a lot of what I do is from someone with zero digital art experience. And working with such tight and small resolutions on its own is quite a challenge. So what you'll be seeing is a mixture of placeholders or things that need to be worked in with finer details and what I consider to be close to finalized, but nothing is fully permanent yet. So it's a lot of testing and a lot of returning to the images I've edited. And I hope you can somewhat see when I transition between the base game and my edits, I've somewhat tried to keep the soul of the game rather than change it holistically. I take subtle little cues that I think bring a lot and I swap things around, and there are certain textures that are 100% reworked. It just depends on what appeals to my eye about the base game. And my general outlook is to edit predominantly the original worlds. So the two I've mentioned, Hollow Bastion, and slowly work on some Keyblade retextures to be a lot more custom. So for a PS2 game, some of the textures are surprisingly clean, and it's a skill that I have not learned. So from what I understand, some of the textures you see were actually drawn at double or triple the size and scaled down. Now, I've had great challenges in learning that, and for me, everything is actually drawn natively because of it. So some of the textures are that small that it can be 150 pixels wide or even down to low as 30 or 60. Now, I've tried my best to work around it and fill in as much as I can. There are small items in the game that I definitely do want to edit, but at the moment there's just more of a digital skill completely missing from my set. And as hard as it can be, it's also a lot easier on someone like me who doesn't have digital art skills. To some extent, the smaller resolutions actually hide my lack of everything. But I feel like generally, Traverse Town is a very moody midnight town, and the current version I'm working on is a little bit more alive and upbeat. There's even possibilities I'm heavily considering at some point making multiple versions. So this one can lean more into the brightness, but potentially down the line, I could lean further into moody aesthetics. So everything you see can be put away into one pack, and if I'm passionate enough, I can completely rework all the characters, all the Keyblades, all the worlds I've mentioned before, a second or third time around. And the way I edit textures is I use GIMP and sometimes a very small amount of krita, and I just sit there with a mouse. So it's definitely a time killer, but it would be nice if I could get linked towards people who are very familiar with digital art. And I want to make sure as much as the HUD gets edited as possible too. But I'm coming to learn some textures are so finicky that one singular pixel that is different to the base game, it will not work, and the textures will blow up 4 to 5 times their own size for whatever reason. It might be the way the game expects things to register under certain color palettes. So unfortunately, there are some small parts of the game that, with my current understanding, cannot really be edited. Luckily, for the command menu and the mana bar, I have had some freedoms, but it's a very limited color palette. So for whatever reason, if I pick something the game doesn't like, there's no workarounds. So green seems to work reasonably, and blue, but nothing else so far. That'll be another nifty thing if I can overcome that barrier. Maybe even for different world themes, similar to Kingdom Hearts 2, is I'll make these little custom command menu skins, and maybe more mana and health bar skins too. So I hope there's some people that my edits appeal to. I'm definitely open to feedback or suggestions on what I should change or what I should lean towards. And just leaving a comment with a little bit of information and a like will help me understand what the community would like best. So cheers for your time and watching and hearing me out. And just at the last minute of the video, there's some very simplistic drafts of Destiny Island which I'm also working on. And it's kind of the way I avoid burnout, is it's not making it easy for myself, but I just edit here, there and everywhere a bunch of different times and slowly just make returns and fix it gradually, bit by bit, in a little bit of a chaotic way, but it's what works best for me. Anyway, as I said before, cheers for your time, and there may be periodic updates where I'll show further progress on isolated parts of the world. Cheers.